YouTube, what's going on today, everybody? So, I'm gonna do my UFC 220 reaction slash review. So to start off, I missed the first three fights before the co and main event. In the main event, I was watching boxing, watching Earl Spence put on the show. But let's get into it. For you casuals that said Vulcan even stood a chance against DC. Y'all are clowns. That's one I wasn't believing. Like DC said, there's levels. There's levels. We saw the levels in the co-main event and in the main event. There's levels to this, man. If you're not Gustafson, if you're not John Jones on steroids, DC shouldn't be fighting you because he's better than you. This fight, Vulcan came out throwing hard shots. Don't think he landed a meaningful shot, but once they got in tight, he was ripping shots, ripping uppercuts, hooks. Landed a few shots, but DC's got a chin. You know, no one's going to hit him harder than Rumble did. And he's not going to get hit harder than that kick by John Jones. So, Vulcan, all the power, hype, I wasn't buying it. I wasn't buying it. Dude gassed. DC took him down. Had the rear naked choke in, but the bell rang. So he got saved by the bell. Second round starts. Actually, I'm sorry. I missed some things in the first. In the first, DC came out, was popping his head back. DC's not a long fighter, but still, he knows. He understands boxing. A jab is a tool. A jab can get you inside. A jab can help you maintain your distance. DC used his jab to get inside. Jab came over the top with a two. Vulcan's head popped back. I said, uh-oh. Then DC comes back, lands another, I think it's a left hook after missing some shots, ducking some shots by Vulcan. Then they start grappling. DC gets him down for the rear naked choke. Round two, DC comes out. The only meaningful shot landed was by DC, the 1-2. DC gets him down, gets him in a crucifix, and just pounds him out like DC does. And then I like what he did after the fight. DC wasn't trying to be the bad guy. He was just being DC. You know, he gave Vulcan his props that he probably really shouldn't have. I mean, there are levels to this game, and I just don't think Vulcan is on DC's level. No disrespect, you know, to any fighter, you know, but he's just not on DC's level. And then, like, the thing is, once DC dropped down to the ground, I was like, man, that man has been through a lot. The first thing that came out of his mouth was, man, I've been through a lot, Joe. So, man, if you hate DC, you're casual and you don't understand the sport. If you think his style is boring, taking people down and literally pounding their face in or making them submit, you need to stop watching MMA. Go watch kickboxing. I would say go watch boxing, but y'all don't appreciate that art anyway. Yeah, that way. No. And then we go to the main event. Stipe versus Francis Ngannou. Francis comes out doing big shots. One of them, I think it was a right hook. He's in southpaw, so yeah, it was a right hook. It didn't even cleanly, like, it wasn't a full-on hit. It grazed Stipe, but you could tell he didn't like it because he went to grapple right after. And then once Francis got him off of him, you could see a welt under his eye just by grazing him, man. I mean, it was just, the hook just grazed him, guys. So They come out. Again, Stipe's trying to grapple. Francis is swinging heavy. This time, it's another flurry by Nagano. This time, Stipe's using his boxing experience, his amateur boxing experience, and is moving his head beautifully, ducking, slipping. I was like, wow, this is beautiful. I just watched, I just watched boxing. Stipe looks like a boxer, bro. Then Stipe got him. He got him to the ground. Francis was able to get back up. I'm missing stuff, guys. I'm jumping around. But I'm gonna run back to it. And then towards the end of the round, Francis hit Stipe with a right hook again. This time it landed, but it wasn't one of those oh shit type of punches. It was just, oh wow, damn, he landed that, and he's still there. And right when it landed, Stipe went for a single leg. He didn't get it. Round ended. But in that round, Stipe was landing 1-2s. Just 1-2s, just landing them. And then he had a flurry. This is how he got caught with the right hook towards the end of the round. He had a flurry of 1-2, 1-2. And he was moving forward while doing it. Moving forward. The 1-2, the last two missed. And that's when Francis counted. Then, pretty much the rest of the fight, you guys, was Stipe doing what he had to do to win the fight. Francis was done at that point. I tweeted it out after the first round. Stipe has his fight won. Tweeted that out. After that, Francis didn't really do anything meaningful. In round 3, he caught him with another right hook. But it really didn't have anything on it. But Stipe, once he felt it, Stipe, he went back to grappling. But pretty uneventful main event and co-main event, just because there's levels to this game, and the UFC kind of needs to learn that. I don't know what Gus had going on, but that should have been him in there. And then Francis, all the hype. You guys actually had, I don't even want to say casual fans, like even hardcore fans, like even me. I was like, man, yeah, if Francis touches him, he could end it. But there's levels to this game, man. You can't just be a power puncher. There's levels, man. Francis has never been in a 5-round fight. It probably wouldn't even go 5 rounds if it was against somebody else. So I guess that doesn't matter. But Francis he'll be back. But there's just levels to this game. I'm gonna keep saying it, man. Dana wants to put Cynthia and Francis and move them along quick. They're not ready for that, man. Their skill sets ain't ready for that. They're both pretty one-dimensional. One's a power puncher, and one, if she does get a hold of you, it's you're in trouble, pretty much most of the time. But and they both had that vitamin water deal, like not vitamin water, sports drink deal. I forgot what it's called. I drink that stuff too, bro. But I forgot what it's called. But like, there's levels to it, and I'm not to shit on either one of them, because they're definitely gonna be back, and they're definitely gonna be forces in their division. They just got to get more tools, man. And the UFC has to see that. You can't keep throwing them in against top 10 opponents, and title opportunities. Like, slow it down, man. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Darren Till's not from the U.S., but I wouldn't be surprised if they started showing him love. If he gets one more win, I wouldn't be surprised. Top 5 in the rankings, I wouldn't be surprised. That's just how they are, man. I don't know why, but there's levels to this game. And that was on display in the co-main and the main event, you guys. I'm out. If you hated what I had to say, oh well, I don't care. Dislike. I'm out, man. Shout out to everybody that shows love on the videos too.